I want to start this episode out with this, and this is an actual paper letter that I hold in my hand. Ryan, I just viewed and hang on a second.
Get your glasses on, son.
You're getting older.
I got to get my glasses on, people. Got to get my glasses on here. Okay, start over. I just viewed and really enjoyed your 12 state cross-country motorcycle trip documentary. The time, money, and talent it took you to capture images, ground and air, edit, and finalize video is greatly appreciated. All I had to do was sit in my living room with a beer and watch it. Enclosed is a small donation to support your podcasts, beer or Kentucky bourbon. I donated in the name of Popeye.
Oh,
wow.
As he appears to be the one who lifted the sewer cover and retrieved the fob belonging to my good friend Russell Roberts. Unknown klutz. Best wishes to your lab organization and family. Signed, John Stevens of Kenosha, Wisconsin. And he put a paper check in here and donated a fair amount. So thank you.
He's been a great supporter.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely has. And have you met? I don't know if you have Squid. No. He goes back quite a ways with Lab. I'm glad Lurch.
Sorry
we're
about
starting
that.
off real great. He's darn near spilled a Coors, but it's closed. All right, good.
It's cowboy beer. Back up.
You might want to drink that before your whiskey.
Just water.
Just
That's
saying.
Water in a can.
But thank you, John Steven. He goes way back. He's an OG supporter of law-abiding biker media, and we certainly appreciate that very much. That is what this community's growing to be and is all about. Oh yeah, once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless. With a Rick Rack quick detach luggage system and quality bag, head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now.
Rick Rack. That's for you, Big Daddy.
Oh yeah. Got us a voicemail.
Okay, this message is for Ryan. Ryan, my name is Martin. Go by Lead Footy on the subscriber channel. Got a question for you because I know you're a police officer and you ride that Harley police seat all day. I'm a long-legged rider, and I find that the Harley police seat sits me up nice and comfortable, better than any other seats that I've had that kind of sit you down into the bike. But I don't know if I can ride that seat long distances for long periods of time. So since you spend all day on the cop seat, do you find that you could ride that for long periods of time? I know you guys do a lot of stops and then starting and getting off and stuff, but I would be, just riding for long stretches like that ride you just did through 12 different states. I'm thinking about doing something like that, but I don't know if that's feasible on a police seat. So just wondering what your thoughts are on that. I'm going back and forth here and I need to make a decision. So appreciate any insight that you can give me. Thanks.
My answer? I think I've answered it before, but I'm not sure, and it's always a good question.
It has been a while.
It has. I'll keep it fairly succinct, short, but basically, here's the deal. Yes, we ride the tractor seat on our police bikes. They come with it for very specific reasons. We ride very aggressively. We do a lot of training. That seat sits you up in a proper riding position. It really pushes you forward and up over, so you're centered on the bike. We're on and off the bike a lot. Let me tell you, I love the tractor seat for police work and for what I do on my Electroglide. So with that said, is it comfortable? Yeah, it's perfectly comfortable. But again, I'm on and off it a lot. And again, it's about that aggressive riding position. I would absolutely not want a tractor seat for long distance touring. We do tour all over. I like my heated Harley hammock. And if you want to know about that, I've done a video on the YouTube channel. Search the website, search the YouTube channel. It's much more, it's not as a great a riding position, but again, I'm not doing things on my personal bike as much. I ride it very similarly, but I'm not as aggressive on that because I'm more touring. I'm not turning on cars and stuff like that. So I would want a different seat. I wouldn't recommend it for touring. With that said, I will tell you there are people that disagree with me, and I know some. There are people that buy the older police bikes and they have the tractor seat and they go cross country on them. Can you do it? Absolutely. But my other thing I would want to say on that is the thing I don't like about the police seat is especially with the electric glide. There's no back support, no backrest. And we were talking about it today. You probably want to get some back support if you're going to tour long distance. Maybe with the tractor seat, there's some options, that I'm not aware of at this moment for some back support. But those would be my two things. I would tell you, just switch it out, or get a full touring seat. But I know that there's people that probably disagree with me. I think some of that has to do with your age, because when I was 20, I probably would have had a different opinion than I have at 47. Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of 03D products. Squid, get over there.
I'm going to go over there today.
Attaboy. All right, guys. The 2020 Sturgis public meetup for anybody. If you want to come shake our hand. Actually, can't shake hands.
We have to do elbows now.
We got to do the elbow. We got to do the fist bump from 6 feet apart. So I say shake hands lightly, but anyways, if you want to meet us, we would love to meet you, whatever that looks like. If we have masks on and gloves, whatever, we'll meet each other. And very cool. That's going to be at Black Hills Harley Davidson in Rapid City, South Dakota, Tuesday, August 11th, 2020 during the Sturgis event. We'll be at the Rick Rack booth from 11 to 1, and we'll be in the 03D booth from 1 to 3. And we certainly hope we get an opportunity to meet you. So stop by, say hi. All the lab crew will be there. Oh, are we going to do an episode here?
Let's get to it.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome back, you freaking bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the
99%.
Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history by listening to this very podcast, whether you like it or not. And I know they like it, Squid. You're part of what we call hashtag
the biker revolution.
Oh, attaboy. I do know, before we get started, Lurch just has one question for you. What are you waiting for, bikeaholics?
Mount up and let us take you on another wild-ass ride.
Ooh, right on cue. Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast, and your
high-tech
redneck.
There you go.
In stereo.
There he is, right there. There he is. There you go. In rare form. All right. And of course, we got Squid in the house. Oh, we've done some stuff for you in the past.
Yes, we have. It's missing.
Yeah, it is.
MIA.
We got to do it appropriately. So we,
it's all right.
Let's see if we can browse here. Oh, I'm all messed up here.
Bear with us, people.
Bear with us.
Oh, my goodness.
We're having technical difficulties.
You wouldn't even think we're professionals around here.
No, we're totally.
Good Lord.
We're unprofessionals. That's what we are, dude.
Professional amateurs.
Yeah. I guess I'm not, let's see. Yeah, it's not wanting to do it. Oh, here we go. This is the one.
There we go.
Yeah, Squid. I didn't have it queued. I need to put it in the regular queue for you, dude. Squid in the house. We love him. That's right. He brings a lot of knowledge to the table. Something. No. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. We love Squid. Thanks for being here. And we've had a fairly long day. And this the main topic for today's episode. We're going to get into it. We still got just a couple things that you're going to definitely be interested in. And then we'll get right into our main topic, which is a Harley Boom Box GTS conversion. Today, we converted Squid's 2016 Ultra Limited from the older 6.5 GT version to the new Boom Box GTS. We're also going to talk whether you want to do that, how expensive it is it worth it? We're also going to talk about an alternative, which is the Sony XAV-7000. We've done an episode in the past on the XAV-5000. Now there's some new stuff with the 7000. So it's going to be an interesting episode. We're going to have a lot of fun. And real quick, do you want to tell them? Yeah, I'll tell them about this. So here, I just released this a couple days ago at the time of this recording. So check it out. It's on the YouTube channel. Why I still do what I do on YouTube after 7 years. And the reason I did that video, it gives a lot of history on Law Abiding Biker Media. I tell you some behind the scenes, more personal things about the journey from starting 7 years ago, both the podcast and the YouTube channel. We hit 100K subscribers. We're actually at 109,000 right now. And hanging on the wall right here now is our official award from YouTube for passing 100,000 subscribers. We're looking at it.
That's awesome.
It's a great award. We're proud of it. We couldn't have did it without you guys. And I talk about a lot of that. So get over there. I'll put it in the show notes, the link to that video. It's on our YouTube channel, but that's what it's titled, Why I Still Do What I Do on YouTube After 7 years. And hopefully you find that interesting and entertaining. Of course, we love our sponsors up front, but these people also made this episode possible. They're our newest patron members.
Eric Sanchez of Central Islip, I don't even know how to say that, Islip, New York. He's top tier. Joe Fatilli of Parts Unknown, and Phil Campione of Phelps, New York.
I'd also like to thank Tanner Whitaker of Moses Lake, Washington, right around the corner.
There you go. Fellow Leo.
Yes, he is. Rex Garnett of Durham, California, and Chris Gobro of Northwoods, Illinois.
And finishing up with William Knipe, I guess, of Thompson, Connecticut, top tier. Davis Hayes of Everett, Washington, right across the west side of the mountains. There you go. Todd Johnston of Linwood, Washington, another Washingtonian.
Wow.
We're booming with Washingtonians, guys. That's right. Lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. Patreon is how they got signed up. That's right. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. There are benefits, t-shirts, stickers. You can get in the private troll-free Facebook group. It's blowing up still, guys. You get these podcasts, access to live broadcasts and chat. You get podcasts early up to our top tiers get access to our premium videos. And of course, just like we talked about Sturgis, that private patron-only meetup and ride, you get access to those events. And just the benefits booming here in 2020. And that's how much we appreciate our patrons. All right, guys. Main topic. Shall we just dive right in?
Head first, baby.
All
right.
Not feet first.
No, we're going head first.
Okay.
Tired of talking and I'm thirsty. So Lurch, why don't you set up the day and Squid and go for it at this point and what we're doing here today, what we filmed.
You're just quitting just like that?
I quit.
Well, okay.
You get to 100,000.
Being that Daryl's the audio guy, I'm going to turn it over to him. I'm going to defer to him.
Well, a few weeks
Typical
ago.
supervisor.
Yeah.
Yay,
Typical supervisor, bro. You know, I don't really know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm going to pretend like I care about my guys
I'm
and
just empowering my people.
That's a spin right there. There's the spin.
Pushing the decision down the lowest level. I mean, come on now.
yeah, buddy, we love you. Go, Squid.
So 3-4 weeks ago, I was, messaging back and forth with Ryan, and I want to upgrade my bike. The audio system, sort of audio geek. I had the GT unit, and I was flopping back and forth previously before the Sony 5000.
Mm-hmm. I remember that podcast.
Yeah.
What episode number was that while he's talking?
That is episode 197.
Nice.
And so I flopped back and forth between that and the GTS. But back then, in order to get the GTS unit, I have to buy some new module to go along with that. So I'm north of $2,000.
Yeah, some company was selling it for $450 or something. Yeah.
So I said, no, I'll just keep thinking about it. So Ryan twisted my arm a few weeks back.
Oh, stop.
He encouraged
Bullshit.
you. Yeah, you just needed some validation. He gave it to you. I think it's a good idea. What do you think, Ryan? Good idea? I'm doing it.
Yeah. You should do it, bro, so I can film it.
I think that was a quote. So I was like, I'm doing it. So he had it in his cart at this
I'm looking at it on the
website.
screen here. Here it is.
It's still in your cart.
Still in his cart, and I
can't
put it
do
in
it.
my cart, and I hit the buy. Buy.
You're the man.
Yeah. So
You got bigger balls than Ryan's got.
well,
That's true.
I have disposable income and no kids.
Dink. Double income, no
yes,
kids?
That's what
Yeah.
retirement does for me. Thank you,
Yeah.
United States Navy.
Yeah, baby.
So I flopped back and forth also between the GTS unit and the Sony new 7000 model, which is their upgrade from the 5000, which we're going to get into. And I thought, well, if I do the 7000, yes, I can save a little bit of money,
A lot of money.
but I'm a long distance rider and I ride in all types of weather. And the Harley Davidson has some upgrades, or is it a better option for the all weather riding rider?
Well, it says right here the Sony is weatherproof.
Weather resistant.
We're going to get into that.
Proof right here.
Weather resistant.
But that's not their, okay, this isn't their website. Okay.
Right. That's some other.
Yeah, this is another company that's selling it. It says weather shield buttons and weatherproof anti-glare screen.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get into that.
We are.
Yeah.
That'll be at the end of
Because
the
I have
episode.
questions of why you decided to buy that instead of the Sony.
So, and also wanted something with
Mike.
I also wanted something that,
See the difference?
He got me.
Gotcha, yeah.
That was truly plug and play. That I could just drop in and not have to buy a bunch of other piece parts to make it work. And this GTS is just truly a plug and play unit designed for and built for the Harley. So that's why I spent the extra $1,000 to get it.
We're going to talk about pricing. Yeah. So for the audience that may be new, and this is your first episode, or you're not familiar completely with the Boombox system, let me break it down for you, give you a little bit of foundation to piggyback off what Squid is talking about there. So if you have a pre-2019 Harley model, you have one of two versions of the Boombox. You either have a non-touch screen 4.3, which is soft buttons only. It's smaller. It's the base model. Then if you have one of the special, like Street Glide Special, Road Glide Special, stuff like that, or the Ultras, Limiteds, and all that, you've got the 6.5 GT version. It's mostly touchscreen. However, on the sides, each side, it has two soft buttons. And it's the older version of the Boombox system. And that's what we ran with from 14 to 18. Well, then in 2019, Harley Davidson released an upgrade to the already, I guess, the system. Obviously, you guys have heard me talk in the past, but if you haven't, it's had a lot of problems, okay? We'll just leave it at that. But in 2019, if you buy a special model or the Ultra Limited CVOs, stuff like that, you get the Boombox GTS system, and that is the newest version. It got rid of all the soft buttons completely. It is 100% touchscreen, and it is a faster processor and unit. In addition, the Boombox GTS added Apple CarPlay. So if you're a fan of Apple CarPlay, it comes stock with it now. Coming soon, and I did a video on it on the YouTube channel. Make sure you check that out. I'll try to link to it in the show notes. I talked about it because they say coming here soon, within the next couple months, is Android Auto for all you Android guys. So they're not getting rid of one or the other. It's going to be able to support both. And that's a big deal to a lot of people. If you don't know what Android Auto or Apple CarPlay is, very simple. It basically, I have it in our personal car, the Honda Pilot. Basically, you plug your phone in, it mirrors your phone, essentially. And so it operates just like you're used to on your phone with all the same icons, the same user interface, everything you're familiar with. That makes it very easy to use. And same side on Android Auto. That's all it's doing is mirroring your phone. So there are some benefits. There's some other benefits to the unit too, but those are some of the biggest ones on why people may want to upgrade. As Squid mentioned previously, Harley put out the new GTS and people were pissed because they couldn't upgrade to it unless you went through this company that came up with this $450 part that made it possible, plus the head unit, which was a lot more expensive at the time. Anyways, recently, Harley came out with the ability to do this direct from them now. And of course, that's what we're talking about. So hopefully that gets everybody up to speed, kind of, who may not be a listener or be familiar with this system, on kind of what we're talking about. And so he decided to upgrade to this new GTS system, getting rid of his old 6.5 unit. And I have it sitting in my cart here. It's up on the screen. It's been 3 or 4 weeks. I literally...
Are you going to do it?
I don't know.
No.
I can't.
I did it.
No balls. No balls.
I double dog dare you.
Why is it so hard for me? Why don't you explain that to the audience? Why it's so hard for me to spend $1,000? Here's in this car. The price may vary for you guys depending on taxes and stuff, but to get just this unit, $1,614.95 to fix a problem that, in my opinion, was Harley's problem in the first place. The whole back systems were debacles, and here we are.
Okay, so they really didn't fix a lot. You get a nice...
Before you talk about that, go into your decision process, because that's kind of what Ryan was talking about, was why he hasn't done it. So why did you do it? What was your decision process?
Well, I wanted ease. I wanted just to work. I wanted something that, like I said, was plug and play, that is vetted by the dealer, that is water resistant, more so than an aftermarket device, and that I could go to any dealership and have fixed.
What ultimately made you hit the button? Well, what are the upgrades that are worth the money in your opinion?
Because he loves paying the Harley tax.
Yes.
He's a tax guy. He loves paying Harley tax.
I'm just trying to ask some questions. That the audience might be curious in the answer to.
So it has built-in navigation. So I might go places where my cell phone does not work. I have built-in navigation.
And you have to add that to the Sony, correct?
The new Sony 7000.
Oh, the 7000 has it.
Cannot.
Oh, okay.
Interesting thing on that
the
is
5000 you can. I was just looking. You could have added that.
You could add the $300 module to the 5000. The 7000, they took that option away.
Interesting.
So you strictly have to use your phone to mirror to your. If you bought the Sony head unit, you'd mirror your phone, either iPhone or Android, and use that as a navigation source to display on your radio screen. And I wanted that native to the head unit. And I already had Sirius XM in my previous radio, and I wanted that same functionality. So I pay for everything. I have the weather and the fuel and forecasting and all that on my head unit.
That's awesome. I can get all that free on my iPhone. Anyways, you were saying.
Yeah, you sure can, as long as you have cell phone service.
Oh, my God. Here's the other caveat to that. A lot of people use that, and I get it. Correct me if I'm wrong, because you're a tech guy. But a lot of people say, oh, I like the built-in navigation because if I don't have cell service. And that's true to a certain point, but actually most apps these days, I use one specifically for adventure riding called En-Route, and even Google Maps does it. You don't actually, your phone has GPS. Right. So you can actually not have a cell signal and still see yourself on the map. The reason is what you're not seeing is the map, the overlay, right? So the actual map. But if you download that, if you route a trip prior to leaving and you start it, if you have a cell signal, it downloads the maps for the entire trip in the background. So when you don't have cell service, it's still showing your blue dot going across the roads because it's downloaded the maps in the background.
It should cache as your
exactly, and it does. And I've tested it. So it used to be that way, but it's not so much true anymore. The less need in these days there is for an actual satellite system. It's still better. And if you haven't cached the maps, the nice thing is when you have the built-in system, you can go anywhere, zoom, pinch stuff, and get it real time, right? Instead of having to worry about caching them up. So am I wrong on any of that?
No, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
All right.
Can you explain the caching then for folks that don't know what
it's
you're
basically just
about?
downloading the maps in the background.
It's preloading the data from the cloud onto your device locally.
So that you have it when you don't have a cell signal, and the little dot is going off your GPS, and then it knows, then you can see where the blue dot's going.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, right.
The land is beneath it. Not
Exactly.
Some gray space.
Abyss. Yes, exactly.
On the 5000, what's the watts from the 5000 to the 7000? I see the 7000 is 400 watts.
So here's an interesting note about that 400 peak. We're talking about the amplifier that's built into the.
Are we getting into the 7000 already?
He's taking us down the road.
I know. We're not done with the GTS yet. We can. I just don't know if we want to flip-flop back and forth yet. I have a lot of questions about the 7000, but I think we should tell people about the GTS first.
Okay.
They can make a decision, and then we can go, and if you don't want to do that, here's an alternative, and here's the pros and cons. I don't know. Is that fair?
You're right.
Otherwise, we're going to bounce back and forth.
So GTS, I still had all my hand controls, full functionality.
Oh, true. You got the toggles.
Right. Yep. Which you have limited, functionality with alternate aftermarket head units such as the Sony 7000. I wanted that as well. I have a CB. I wanted to maintain that functionality on my radio, on my bike.
One of the last guys with the CB.
Who are you going to talk to? Who's going to be on the other end of that thing?
Hey there, Rubber Ducky.
Breaker 19.
Hey, Rubber Ducky, come in. What's your 20? What's your 20? Rubber Ducky.
There's a hen in the hen house.
Who else has a CB that you're talking to? Because we ain't talking to you. We don't have CBs. Squid, come in. You got, what's your 20? What's your I got a 1067 over here.
I do have older friends that ride.
All right.
So I wanted to keep that functionality as well, which you lose with an aftermarket head unit. Since I paid for it with the bike, god dang it, I want to use it.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
So that was a decision point for you.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So, guys, and I just gave you the price of what this is going to cost. That's about what's going to cost you. Tell me this. Was it at all hard for you to push the buy button like me? Literally, guys, this is for real.
That's a big chunk of change.
I might push the purchase button by the end of the episode live here. at the time we're actually recording it, but I just have not. $1,614.
Think of the weaponry you can buy with that.
This unit is not that much better. I've done a tutorial video. We have our 4 purchase videos, guys. Of course, Boombox tutorials, lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boombox. And so I'm very familiar with this unit. I spent a shitload of time with it during the tutorial video and learning it so I could teach it. It's cool. And it's not 1,614 cool.
If it wasn't for the overtime hours that I worked for money I never had, it was okay. Right. But I didn't have the money before, so it wasn't like I was out any change to get this $1,600.
Hey, can you come over here? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
We're getting a food delivery.
Food delivery.
Come over here with the pizza, please. Yeah. Can you just show it in this camera? My wife just got us pizza, and
oh boy,
and it's in a warmer. Come over here so you can see in the camera. Oh, yeah, that's my wife. No, over here. This camera. Come over here. See? Oh, there you are. Look at that. My lovely wife.
Thank you very much.
Bringing us pizza.
Is that Hoptown pizza?
Does that zip close so it stays warm by chance? Because we're still about at least a half hour out from being done with this episode. It should be fine.
Pretty sure it'll be okay.
I know. No, and we appreciate it. We decided to do an episode early, which is fine. Early. All right, back to what were you saying, Squid?
Oh, that I didn't have the money before.
Right.
Because I worked a bunch of overtime, so I had this extra cash.
Which made your decision easier. Obviously.
If you guys wonder what Squid's overtime detail is, he's a gigolo. On the side, if you guys look at the camera right now, look at him.
I'm a hand model.
He is. He's a gigolo.
He's a beautiful man.
Yeah, right.
Not going to lie.
Well, that made it easier because I wasn't really coming out of money out of my pocket.
Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that.
What'd you do? Did you just buy it?
No, yeah. No doubt, dude.
Hey, confirmation.
Yeah. All right. So tell me you bought it, and obviously tell about the purchasing process and where they can get these things, because you can't just get them from an aftermarket, right?
No, for the Harley Davidson radio, it was, could I mention the name of the...
Oh, yeah, that's fine. We're not affiliated with them, but everybody's going to get them at the same places.
So you can pay a lot of money and go to Harley Davidson's main website and order it. Or you can Google Surdike, Surdike.
Yeah. These are all Harley dealerships.
And you'll save probably 20% off of the manufacturer's suggested price on the Harley Davidson website. And just give me your credit card information, and about a week later, it'll show up at your door.
Oh, what in the hell is going on over there?
He's getting down with it.
He's playing the smooth jams.
Do we not know something?
Well, there you go.
Squid. Guys, look at this guy on camera. If you're a patron member, you get to see this on camera.
Oh, so funny.
All right. Anyways, Surdike and Shop Utah Harley, and
and typically those two sites you can get great deals. I'm not affiliated with them, but my online purchases, I've gravitated to those two websites to get my stuff, because
if you're getting OEM Harley shit,
right.
Yep. And they're not going to give you any breaks. It just is what it is. Some are cheaper than others,
but they're shipping directly, right? So they don't have any overhead. You get a little bit better.
I will tell you that the Harley main site is several $100s more than if you go to these dealership. Yeah, $300.
So I saved quite a bit. I saved a bit of my touring seat from them. So if you're wanting to save a few bucks, look around before you hit the buy button.
There you go. How many days did it take to get it? You got it quick.
It was about a week.
About a week, yep.
And you can wait up to 3 weeks, probably 4 weeks if they're not in stock, because they're drop shipping them from the mother factory there. Yep. So just realize that you will save some money, but potentially you might have to wait a little while for your part.
Yeah, very true. So I have it in my cart here. I just haven't. It's been 4 weeks, and I just leave it sit there. I've had a lot of other stuff going on, and I didn't want to get involved with this. Long story. I've been really, really busy. But so we filmed it, guys, and I just want to tell you up front, we installed it today on the 16 Ultra Limited, and of course, we're going to put that video out. I'm actually going to bump it up in the queue, because I know a lot of guys have been emailing us, asking us on the fence, and we can show you the process. You're already spending $1,600 to $1,800. Do not pay a dealership to do this, guys. We can show you like all of our videos, and it's a free video. It's going to be on YouTube, and we'll show you how to get through this. So I'll try to get that edited up in the next week. Of course, it'll be long out before this comes out in podcast format in a couple months, but all you patron members that are getting this early, we will try to get that out to you and the community ASAP. So let's talk really quick and then we'll get into the XAV-7000. How was the process of the installation in your opinions?
It was pretty easy. I mean, once you get the fairing off, it was just a matter of taking the Harley instructions, wrapping them in a little bit of ball, and throwing them over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And thank you, Harley Davidson, for
what we do here.
Garbage. But as far as removal of the old head unit, putting the new head unit in, it was really, just one step at a time, really easy to do.
Yep. Especially once you watch our video.
Right.
If you've never done it, it can be if you've never removed your fairing and removed a boombox system, it can be a little intimidating.
Daunting
just because you don't know the processes and where all the bolts are. And exactly, there is an order you need to follow because one thing comes out before the other. But again, once you watch the video, you'll be like, oh yeah, no shit, I can do that for sure now. And you can refer to our video and rewind it and fast forward it and do what you guys do with the videos we make. What are you going to do with your old 6.5 GT, bro?
Well, it's got to be worth a bunch of money.
Oh,
because I'm looking on the site.
Loaded.
By the way, if you were to buy it through Harley, it is $1,699.
The old 6.5?
Yes, it's $200 cheaper than the GTS.
So I should sell it for...
I mean, you should be a good guy and sell it for half price, $800. Anybody wants it? $800.
Anybody?
Hit us up.
Hit us up. He'll give you a
What's it really worth, though? What's it really worth?
Ooh.
About $100.
Yeah.
That's about the best you can get out of them. Isn't that crazy?
Paperweight.
That is crazy.
They really are, guys. We've watched them on eBay because I was like, okay, I can justify the cost if I can get some money back by selling my old one. And I've watched so many on eBay just fizzle out. And they're only like a couple $100 and still nobody bids on them. You'll get a shitload of watchers, but there's just a plethora of them on eBay. Nobody wants them. I mean, it's hard for me to find. I know Lurch earlier today in the shop talked about maybe some people that would want them, but I don't.
If you have the 4.3, you might want to upgrade.
That's the
if you can get it for a couple $100, why wouldn't you?
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
Apparently there's not that many people out there.
But I guess if they're going to upgrade, they're either going to go from the 4.3 to the GTS
or the Sony
or straight aftermarket.
Yeah.
Because they bought
Fair
the bike
point.
with that cheaper system because they knew they were going to upgrade their complete stereo system.
True.
So
very true. So that's one thing you'll want to note. Don't expect that you're going to be able to recuperate money, guys. You're probably going to set that thing on your workbench. And then after 3 months, you'll realize you'll just toss it in the garbage because it's pretty useless. So you're going to be out of pocket the full amount. My opinion, before we move on to the XAV-7000, is it's cool. Will I buy it? Well, maybe this episode. We'll see. We'll see if Lurch gets me, a bottle of whiskey and I chug it. Maybe I just
okay, hold on.
Wait.
No. I'm not drinking any whiskey. Don't even. I'm not drinking it. So yeah,
he's up.
Yeah,
he's up and moving here.
Does that make good for live? I got a whole bottles of Maker's Mark here. If I finish this by the end of the episode, I'm putting it up in the camera here for you guys. I will definitely probably buy it if I don't pass out first.
We'll be carrying you out of here.
Right, exactly.
You're a daisy if you don't.
I'll probably buy a bunch of other shit that I don't need to. So I don't know if I'm going to do it. I just need to probably pony up. I'm going to keep, the thing is, the other thing you have to look at real quick is, what bike do you have? I have a 14 Street Glide Special. And this was a question Lurch asked earlier, which is a good question. I don't plan on selling that bike. I love my 2014 Street Glide Special, and I'm probably going to have it for several years, at least many years to come. I'm going to be touring cross country with it. So the Boombox 6.5 is just going to keep getting older and clunkier. And, the GTS is rather clunky in some ways too. But I imagine I may, if not today, do it eventually. Mostly I've just been busy. That's why I put it off because I'm like, Squid did it. We'll film his and then I'll figure out whether I want to do it. Do it. All right. Anything else on the Boombox GTS that you guys want to? Flash. Talk about Flash.
So be prepared to have to go to the dealership right after you
immediately
Stealership.
Right, you have to go to the dealership in order to flash the bike to recognize the new head unit. It will not function until you do that. What I mean by that is it will beep every 5 seconds.
Oh Lord!
When the bike is on, even when the radio is turned off.
Oh,
it will beep every 5 seconds until you take the bike to the dealership and have it flashed. And let me tell you, I had to ride from my house to my local dealership,
I might
which is about
trailer it.
45 minutes
Oh my God.
of beeping every 5
That's
seconds.
good to know, bro.
And I had the WIM installed. So it would beep through the WIM into my headset when it was connected to the bike.
Yep.
So you had to turn off your
Wow.
headset.
Yes. So it was a very long ride of hearing it beep.
You know what I just realized on our intro video? You guys failed me.
What?
We didn't talk about taking your bike to get it flashed.
Oh, we'll have to add that part.
Gotta add that one.
I'll probably add it in a voiceover.
Oh, there you go.
And post edit. I need to make some
Well,
notes.
you're letting the audience in behind the curtain.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Bro.
So
It's no
and
secret curtain.
my dealership didn't charge me for the flash, but
They
your
should.
dealership might.
Yep.
They shouldn't because you're buying an $1,800.
Oh, they're doing it.
Some are.
Oh, they've
Some
been
are
doing
charging.
it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They've been charging to flash for the WIM.
They're charging half hour.
They
Stop
shouldn't
time.
because I think if I recall right, when I bought the WIM, it said that the flash was included.
Nope.
They're charging half hour
It's
shop
not.
time.
And
Those
they're
bastards,
charging.
they shouldn't because I thought that was part of it.
No.
If you
No.
buy it. Yeah.
We've had a ton of people report to us they are charging for it.
You got to look at the instructions on the WIM because I thought I recall it saying that.
I never saw that on the WIM.
Yeah, I'll look.
So a couple
Anyways.
of notes about that,
please.
is make sure if you or when you do take your bike down to the dealership, I have an ultra limited FLHTK and has a CB, and make sure that they're enabling all of your options to include navigation. They have to enable that option.
There's just boxes that they check, guys, and not all the dealerships know how to use this very well.
So ask
digital
those-
technician too, look over their shoulder. Seriously.
And
ask
ask
them
those
if you can look
questions.
over their shoulder and ask, shouldn't that be checked? Shouldn't this be checked?
and,
they
and,
don't.
and don't leave the dealership till you function check that bike.
There you go.
To make sure that all those options that you took in or come out.
Yep, and we've had a ton of patrons and different just community members report to us that the dealerships are improperly flashing their bikes. They're not checking the right boxes. They get home, they go back 2 or 3 times to get them to try to check the right boxes. We're not dogging the dealerships. It's just that they really haven't had a lot of training on it, and they're in a hurry, and they're not looking. That's why I look over their shoulder and say, can I look while you're doing that to make sure we get everything checked? And if your dealership says, no, we know more than you, I probably would never go to that dealership again.
Right.
My dealership's humble. They realize it's new technology, and they want to make sure that I get what I want. And so, yeah, something to be aware of.
And it all just works. You get it, the right dealership, they plug it in, and it just works.
And make sure if you've had aftermarket stereo systems, you've installed them. Every aftermarket stereo system is different on how you're supposed to flash it, and it's in the instructions. So make sure that's all going to get wiped, voided. It's a brand new system, and they're going to have to make sure that they set it up for your configuration. If you have an Ultra, you need to check the rear speakers. You don't need to do that if you have a Street Glide. There's just a plethora of options within that digital technician too. So again, we're not dogging dealerships. It's like I said, most of them are humble and realize that they don't know everything about it. And if you're techie at all, or you can just look at the screen, you can see maybe what boxes that you need to check. There you go. Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? 03D has the products you dream about for your bike. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. 03D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. Yep, that equals less time installing, more time riding. 03D has a design team of riders with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. Ciro Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. They pride themselves. Great customer service. Yep, got a question, get in touch with them. Email sales@ciro3.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check at your local Harley or Honda dealerships and ask for Ciro or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged, so check out 03D's custom line of Gold Strike products for the all-new Honda Goldwings. Better yet, help support us. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of 03D products. All right, let's dive right in. The Sony XAV-7000, its predecessor, XAV-5000. We did an episode on that. Lurch already told you. We're going to learn from Squid because I've did zero research on it, which I like to do sometimes because it lets me ask what the audience might want to know. And same with Lurch. And Lurch just didn't do it because he was drunk last night.
How do you know? How do you know? Were you in my house?
I know you.
No, I've turned over a new leaf.
Yeah, whatever.
Making better choices these
Same
days.
leaf. You turn it over to the same side you turned over before.
Same outcome.
It's the same fucking leaf, Lurch. All right. So we're going to talk about the XAV-7000. Why don't you give a little background on really what this unit is designed for people, and then we'll just roll into a conversation from there.
Right. So the Sony XAV series, they were designed for cars, and the Sony, people figured out that, I can take this Sony head unit, I can put it in my Harley Davidson, and I can get all the upgrades and configurability of this head unit that I'm not getting from my Harley head unit. But the Harley head units, if you wanted to improve the sound quality, you needed to add amplifiers and speakers. Well, the Harley head units do not have RCA outputs, which is a requirement for the input to any standard amplifier. So you'd have to buy these additional magic boxes, which takes your speaker outputs from your Harley head unit, flattens that signal, and converts it to an output that you can plug into your amplifier.
Takes it from a high level to a low level.
To a low level.
I'm going to back up. Is this the XAV-7000 you're talking about?
Well, just in general.
In general.
In general.
Right.
So the Sony head unit, which was originally meant for cars, right, has RCA outputs or low-level outputs that you can plug into any amplifier.
Line level.
Yeah. That you could plug into the amplifier to upgrade your sound system, what you hear. So that's what people were thinking, I want to improve the sound on my Harley, so I get a Sony. Now, the original Sony 1000, which was what originally people, or 100s, which people were putting into their bikes, were great. Had about a 55 watt per channel amplifier. The 5000, which was on our previous episode, gave you a bit more configurability, added the option for XM. You could add XM module. You could add a navigation module to it, just as you would in any other passenger car, and add that to your bike. Then Sony came out with the 7000, and these are all near the same price points.
Yeah, they're reasonably close.
Right? Between the $400 to $700 price point range for these different head units. Now, like I said, the motorcycle enthusiasts figured out we can take this head unit and we can put it in our bike. It fits the same form factor as the Harley head unit, and I get improved configurability.
You can add an amp, you can add different speakers.
And especially pre-GTS unit, because the pre-GTS Harley unit didn't have Apple CarPlay, and the Sony XAV came stock with it. Did it come with Android Auto?
Yes.
Too. So it came with both.
You could use either one, the iPhone or a Android platform. You could use with those radios, which you couldn't with the
previous version, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. So now we're at the 7000 for the Sony head unit, and you get the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You get the
Android Auto coming. They say yes.
No, for the
in the heart. Oh, in the Sony XAV. Okay, gotcha.
Both. They've had that. Harley is trying to play catch up still. Mm-hmm. We'll find out this summer.
Yeah, exactly.
On their way to Sturgis.
Yeah,
if it works or not.
Right. Yeah. True.
So price point, as I said earlier, the Sony is about a third of the cost of the Harley unit.
And it's 100% touchscreen, right?
Right.
Yep. It's a beautiful unit. See it in cars a lot. People love this thing.
It has it's great configurability. Has an onboard equalization system, so you can configure the sound that you want it. And I'm looking at the features here. Sub out. If you wanted a large subwoofer, it's designed for show cars. Right, you can add amps and speakers and digital signal processors and get exactly what you want. Get exactly what you want out of the radio. Mm-hmm. Now, for us Harley folks, it allowed you to have your phone in to it, so you can have your Android or iPhone. It also has a second USB where you could plug your memory stick in. For us older folk,
old school,
so you can play your
vinyl records.
Hey now,
one for Lurch.
But it also has very high low level signals. Or and I roll back here as I'm going back and forth. The XAV-5000, its RCA outs only generated a signal that was 2 volts. The Sony 7000 generates a signal out of 5 volts that inputs into your amplifiers. So what's the difference between 2 and 5 volts? Well, that 5 volt signal means your amplifier does not have to work as hard to maximize that signal. And it gives it more signal to give you a better sound.
Right.
Vice the 2 volt output of the XAV-5000 gives you less signal to amplifier. So your amplifier has to work harder.
And less sound quality.
Less sound
quality. More noise, I would imagine.
Correct.
Noise. Mm-hmm.
So they improved it in that respect. Now, you were mentioning earlier about the 100 watts or whatnot per channel for the XAV-7000. That's 100 watts per channel peak.
Yeah, not RMS.
Not that, and when it's in that 100 watts, it's not really great signal. It's really only giving you a great signal or great sound at about a half to 2/3 of that. So it's about 55 to 60 watts of channel per channel that you're getting good signal, which is about where you are with the Harley, I do believe, the Harley head unit, which is about 50 watts a channel, I do believe. But the Sony gives you better sound quality because you can configure that with the equalizer to either give you better highs or better lows, while the Harley Davidson, it's fixed with its equalization, so you can't really improve the different sound frequencies throughout this frequency range that you can hear. So that's why people gravitate more towards the Sony brand to improve their systems. And also, in order to get it to work with the Harley Davidson bike, and you want to use your thumb controls, you have to add some magic boxes that these different vendors, there's one on your, it's okay to mention.
That's fine. Yeah.
We're not supported by them, but Fathead Cycles, you can order a kit, a drop-in plug-and-play kit. You buy the head unit from them. They've already configured the magic boxes, right? They've already done all the wiring and crimping and soldering, and you just plug it into the bike. That gives you only limited controls for your thumb controls.
What do you lose?
Yeah, what's limited?
So you lose the ETMS or that option screen. You can take your volume up and down, and you can go forward and back on a track. That I'm aware of, you can't select the different audio inputs from FM, AM. I do believe, but
You could still touch screen it. You just
Right.
can't use the toggles.
correct.
Okay.
Now the Sony XAV-7000 has this new feature, which I was looking up on YouTube, and it's called WebLink, where you can, it's almost like Android Auto, where it's, you can run additional applications from using this WebLink from your phone onto the XAV-7000 screen. You can stream YouTube videos on your screen.
Sounds safe.
What?
It's a hack, basically, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a hack.
But that's a new feature
Interesting.
that I can't do with my GTS. Not that I'd want to stream YouTube videos while I'm on my bike,
Right.
on my screen.
But there
good
are
if you're
some
parked.
Right.
there are some cool apps like that aren't supported on Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. There's only certain apps that
Right.
work within the auto ecosystem. One is, InRoute, which I use as a GPS. I love it, but
Right.
it's not supported by Apple CarPlay. So I have to only use it on my phone. So that's kind of cool because you could use apps like that.
right.
Yep.
Stream.
You could
right.
stream your porn right on your, dude, while you're going on your way to Sturgis this year,
Why
you
is
could
he out
stream
like that?
porn right on your
That's a
screen.
great
dude.
idea.
If we see you go off the road, we know what the hell's going on, bro.
Too bad I've already upgraded to GTS.
That's true. Yeah,
Wait a
yeah.
minute.
Yeah, you might revert. Yeah. All right. Straight up. Good info. What else you got for us? This is why we bring him on, Lurch. Guy, and he's got an iPad with a keyboard. He actually does his research.
Oh yeah.
He actually knows what he's talking about, and then he looks at it while this guy's made for this.
So as we're flopping back from the Sony to the GTS, the Sony, you can pair your phone for music, but you can't make a phone call through the Sony. Like my GTS, my phone is paired to it. My headset's paired to the WIM, and I can actually have a phone call on my bike, which you couldn't do that with the Sony unit. You'd have to pair your phone to your headset
and take it directly. Phone to headset.
Correct.
So you can't route that through.
Correct.
That's a big
deal.
That's a big deal.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that was another one of those helped me in my decision making.
That's good info for the audience. Yeah.
Supposedly there's a microphone that comes with the Sony head unit that you could,
because it's for a car.
right, that you could tuck somewhere in your fairing or whatnot.
Again, this was made for a car, guys, and that's one of the issues with it.
Lean down to your fairing and start yelling at it.
Right. Or try to yell. But so I was like, okay, it's a great idea, but it doesn't work for me.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's kind of a little bit of a deal breaker for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I love this info. Audience will be very,
I'm doing a little research over here, and you talked about not being able to see the EITMS screen. So basically the info screen, you're going to lose that. So you're also going to lose oil pressure.
Correct.
And like maybe ambient temperature.
Correct.
All that stuff. Okay.
Correct.
Because I noticed that, your new one came with a button that you can, instead of the info, it's a back button.
Right. So they changed the way that's set up.
Okay.
So now that instead of that function, when you press the button to being the info, is just a back button. So you have to press on the non-button touch screen.
Okay.
Which brings up your altitude, the outside temperature, and your oil pressure. Yeah.
So you can still get it on the GTS upgrade. It's just not hitting the button.
It's pressing a different button.
Okay. Okay. All right. So at least it's there. Whereas the Sony, you're not going to get it at all.
You're not there at all.
Okay.
You'd have to run the Fuel Pack 3.
You're right.
True.
To get some of those features on your phone.
Which is a whole nother device and screen. And then you've got to, right.
So,
yeah, it is.
But yeah, it's available, but you'd have to go sort of jerry-rigging to see it.
Okay.
And so we also in our video, guys, when it comes out, we show you it comes with a switch, which we've talked about. It changes from a info button to a back button. And we, of course, show you how to change the switch out, switch cover, basically. Cover. We got you covered. If you want to do this and switch to the Boombox GTS, we have got you 100% covered with everything you need to know. Save your money. You're already giving Harley enough. Right.
So if you're going to if you're on the fence between the Sony
I am
and the GTS, if you want just straight, if you're looking to upgrade your sound system and you just want to play music, go for the Sony. Completely configure the system how you want it. You can go with amplifiers and speakers. But if you want something that's going to allow you to work while you're on the road, i.e. make phone calls and navigate easily without a lot of thought to it, I would stick with I'd pay the money and go with the Harley head unit and the WIM, because it's all going to work for you. But if you are a techie kind of guy, you can go the Sony route with your sound system upgrades and a headset and plug your phone directly to your headset.
How's in my head, I'm picturing the Sony XAV-7000 unit. You said it's fairly comparable to the form factor as the GTS system. Mm-hmm. It fits in there well. What are we looking at for plugging into the back? Because this thing's made for a car, and you've got a big ass harness for, I think we've talked about this before, and you're going to answer it again because I forgot. Because I'm thinking of this big ass harness, with a cage and your AM, FM, and your XM. And does it have XM, by the way? Before I got too many questions. Does it have XM?
No, it does not.
Okay, so you lose that too.
You lose that with the 7000, unless you pair your phone and use your phone to
run
XM and stream it that way.
Okay. But the unit itself doesn't have it.
Correct. Doesn't have it natively.
Part 2 of that question, answer that, this wiring in the back. I mean, it's probably not made for the stock Harley plugs.
It's not at all.
Okay.
So this other company, they provide this magic box.
That's the one. Okay.
Interconnector that plugs into the factory harness.
Which turns it into a plug and play. It takes your Harley plugs and then converts it into the plugs for the Sony radio.
Right.
I missed that. Yeah. I got you. Thanks for cleaning that up.
Or if you're really, you could forego that option.
If you know what you're doing.
If you know what you're doing, you can run your own speaker cabling and not use thumb controls at all and do what you want. Save some money.
Right. Just disregard the toggles on the control clusters and just do a touch screen system.
Correct. Or spend a couple of, another $100 or $150 through this company and buy their conversion kit.
Right. I've got some there. You guys want to stick around? We've got, I've actually got some interesting questions. I got some actual follow up on the Boombox system. So, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Hey, Bikeaholics, are you searching for the easiest and quickest attachable luggage system? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack systems. This father-son team designed something really special. You can't find it anywhere else. Yep. These guys ride so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head over to the Law-Abiding Biker Store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. All right, so we're going to wrap this up. The last thing that I see as a downfall to the XAV-7000, not waterproof, made for a car, right?
Right. It's water resistant.
Right.
Right. Well, the Harley system.
So no guarantees when you wash your bike and you get it wet that it's not going to peter out on you, right?
Right. The Harley system is more water resistant than that. They've had to test it, and it's known that it's going to more likely not survive a good downpour. Vice the Sony system's not.
Yep. Good call. Here's something I want to clean up that we didn't mention. Real quick, guys, if you want to, regardless of what you want to pick, it's up to you. You've got the pluses and minuses of both, and then we'll do some follow-up if we forgot anything. But I want to say we glossed over the fact that on the, if you look at the Harley site and you're upgrading from a 6.5 GT to the new GTS, it requires you to have a USB cable, and it gives a part number. However, in typical Harley style, if you type in that part number, Harley doesn't actually carry it. Here's the deal. You don't need that cable. We've done it. That USB cable, you just need the unit. You just need the head unit because that USB cable is already there. It's in your jukebox compartment. That's the human interface, basically, where you can plug in your phone, right?
Right, your phone or thumbstick.
Thumb drive and all that kind of stuff to update the system, guys, or if you want to album artwork on your screen and all that. It's already there. It works with the new system. You don't have to worry about it. Our understanding is if you're upgrading, we're not even sure of this. We're not even sure if you ever need the USB cable. Our only thought was if you're upgrading from the 4.3, maybe you need it, but we don't think so because you already have it. So honestly, comment on this podcast on our website or the YouTube video when we put that out. If you know whether you actually need it, if you're upgrading from the 4.3, we would love to know. Comment on that. So that's just one thing that I wanted to follow up on. Anything else?
Right. And we can say that on my bike. I tested the GTS before this podcast for about 3 weeks. And all I did was swap out my XM memory module.
Oh, we're pulling into XM. If we haven't covered that, right?
Oh, no.
Okay, good. So yeah, XM radio, guys. Here you go. Good.
Right. I swapped out the module from my GT head unit to my GTS head unit before I took it down to the dealership of that 40-minute ride. And I left my USB cable that came with my FLHTK. I left it plugged in. Didn't order it. I did not use the GPS antenna that came with the box. I'm using the original one that came with the bike when it was built. And all I did was swap out the head unit, and everything worked perfectly.
So your bike, I didn't know that. Your bike also came with extra XM or
the box that the GTS unit head unit came in. It came with.
Oh, I didn't know this.
A GPS antenna.
I got to say this on the video. I didn't know this. Okay.
It came with the switch cap cover.
Yep.
Right. And the head unit came with the 4 bolt already mounted into the head unit to bolt it down onto the tray.
And see, they're doing that because people that are upgrading from the 4.3 need that stuff.
I do.
And it's just a general. I'll have to try to voice over that in the video because that's important. Okay. Good to know.
So like I said, all I did is swap out the XM module to the new unit, bolted it down.
Yep.
And took it to the dealership, and everything worked.
So you can just use all your old cables, guys. We'll show you in the video. It's super simple. And On the XM unit, it's just on the back, guys. It's a little plate, and there's just a cartridge. Basically, if you have XM and you subscribe to all that stuff, you just swap it out. And like he says, he uses the same module as he used on the new one, and it works fine. So really, just buy the unit, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
and don't worry about it. You can do all your other cables. Any follow up before we close this out?
Well, so with my bike, I have the 6.5 GT. I have a stage 1 amp and speakers. If I was to upgrade and go with a Sony,
you are ripping all that,
taking everything out,
all that boom stuff out.
I'm wondering if
it won't work with it because it's Harley.
I know the amp's got to go just because it's not designed to work with the RCA outputs and inputs. But the speakers
would work, but the amplifier will not.
You don't think? Okay. And do you think the 7000 at 100 watts a channel would be enough to drive those speakers?
The Harley Boom speakers?
Yeah, the Boom speakers, the stage... I'm sorry, I said stage 1, didn't I? Stage 2 is what I got.
Stage 2, right.
So stage 2 has 2 channels on each speaker.
More than enough.
All right. But what I would be losing is some of the interface with the hand controls, and I'd be losing the ability to take phone calls and whatnot because I have to pair to either
not waterproof,
my phone or the unit.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Not waterproof.
Not waterproof.
That's a big decision. I mean, that's a lot. That's another $1,000 to be able to have that. So I guess, like you said earlier, it depends on what you're going for.
Right.
If you just want to improve the sound, the Sony may be a good option because then you can throw in
and budget,
some different speakers.
Right. Budget option.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has $1,600, which is why I haven't pushed the cart to buy button.
If you got your stock, if you got your stock system and you're looking to upgrade, it might be an option where you can go with the GTS, throw an amp and some speakers, and really rock it out. If you're a half helmet guy, you don't care about having a headset and making phone calls. But if you want to, if you want to have all of the functionality, be able to have a headset, have it interact with the bike like it should,
then Harley's got you by the short curlies.
Yes,
they're going to get another $1,000 out of it.
And
you're going to pay the tax.
You bend over, you tell them, you walk in the dealership, you bend over, say, I don't want any Vaseline, get it over with, and I want to walk out of here with the Boombox GTS.
You want straight splinters.
That's why it's still in your inbox or your cart. That's why it's in your cart.
Do you see why it's hard? It's like I hate giving Harley my money when they do this kind of stuff.
But you got to choose. Like I said, do you want sound or do you want that essential office functionality of the bike?
And here's what I'm gonna end on. Okay. The other option, guys, is screw Harley, screw Sony XAV, screw the Boombox system at all. If you're tired of the 6.5, a lot of guys do this. You don't have to spend a dime. Completely shut your Boombox system on, never power it up again. Excuse me. That was a neck.
Whoa,
sorry
holy
about
crap.
That.
What was that?
His neck blew a bubble.
My neck blew a bubble.
Neck bubble.
You can completely
just shut it off. And
take your Android device or your iOS Apple device.
Right to your headset.
Pair it directly to your headset and never fucking deal with the Boombox in your life again. And it doesn't cost you a dime if you already have a smartphone and a headset, because really it does all the same stuff. The thing you would lose is the external music through your speakers if you do like hearing it that way. But if you just like hearing it through your headset, it's very functional. It works, and you can go headset to phone calls, music, GPS, maps, and everything in between.
That is option 3.
How's that to chew on?
Which I imagine that's what you're doing with your adventure bike. You don't have
That's what I'm doing with the adventure.
Yeah,
yep.
No stereo, so you got you have your old 20S,
which went tits up finally. That won't even take a charge. So
now you can pay the Harley tax.
I'm just gonna.
Now just get a Cena unbranded.
We carry the Sennas in our store, so I'm gonna get a 30, K or 50K, which is coming out. We'll be carrying that in our store. So it is an option. You do lose the ability to play the music through your speakers. I mean, there are some benefits to it, but a lot of guys roll that way. They just got tired of the Boombox, shut it down.
Anymore, I'm wearing a full, modular helmet. I'm not wearing a half helmet much anymore. So honestly, I have it on the headset profile most of the time now.
On cross-country trips, that's what I do too. Because you're riding at 70, 80 miles an hour anyways.
With the helmet on, cranked up, it's hard to hear unless you're using the...
I'm going to fix that
headset
this summer.
Yeah.
You're going to hear me coming.
Yeah. We're working on some other stuff here, yeah. All right, guys. Anything else before we wrap it up? We got pizza to eat.
I guess I'm staying with my 6.5 GT.
Are you?
Yeah, I can't. I just
can't justify the $1,600.
that much money to have the CarPlay.
We'll see about that.
I'm not in my position at my job. I'm not overtime eligible, so it is what it is.
Okay.
Salary.
I mean, yeah, it's a good salary. Don't let me. I'm not complaining at all.
No, we
That's a
appreciate
good chunk
Squid
of
doing
change.
it. I'm not gonna buy it right now because we got to eat pizza, but I probably will at some point
Puss.
when I get drunker. I'm actually not drunk, but if Lurch gets me drunk and takes advantage of me, I may buy it.
Wouldn't be the first time.
We do love our patrons. We love our patron members. We want to get to know you better. We want you in the private Facebook group. We want to give you benefits. But hey, if you can't do that right now, we get it. And the only way you can support us is through a flat donation. Well, we never balk at a flat donation. We want to thank Gerald Welch of Barterton, Ohio, John Post of Flower Mound, Texas, and Martin Blasco of Unknown. Thank you so much. lawabidingbiker.com/donate. That's right. We appreciate it. It helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank.
And help us keep on moving down the road.
There you go, guys. All right. Don't forget, guys, I know a lot of you are at home. If you're listening to this now, it's during COVID-19. I know a lot of people are doing online shopping and stuff. And if you want to do us a favor, don't forget, head over to that Amazon, guys, lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon. Once you get there, simply bookmark it and call it Help Lab Amazon. From that point forward, anytime you click on that, regardless of what you buy on Amazon, you click through, no additional cost to you, but it is tracked, and we do get a small commission, and it certainly helps us.
Little taste.
Little taste. I know a lot of guys have done that for us, and we've seen it big time in our Amazon affiliate income, and it definitely, it's not huge, but it helps. And if everybody just did that alone, geez, could you imagine? We could probably really not have to...
One huge revolution.
Oh, yeah, it would be a real... Yeah, the big biker revolution for sure, guys. So, all right, thanks for your support. Thanks, guys, for listening, and guess we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully this was informational for you guys. Hopefully it was informational. Hopefully it was entertaining. Hopefully it was...
Infotaining.
Taking it back, baby. How about that? Lurch, we forgot. One of the projects today, we ran out of time. We will do it. Is to hang Pablo's thing.
Oh, yeah. The flag.
It's still here.
I saw it over there.
I know.
Yeah.
We just got to find the right place, and we got to quit
Yeah, I think I know where it should go.
working up to the wire every time, right?
Right over the crapper door.
I think so.
Can you see that in the camera? Is it shooting that
Partially.
high?
You'll see
Be nice.
3/4 of
All
it.
right. Yeah, it'd be nice to put it somewhere where the audience can enjoy it.
You'll see the flag part of it, which is cool.
America.
America. Thanks, guys. We're out of here.